Hey everybody! So today is a really special day because you guys get the treat of meeting one of my amazing clients, OC, and we have been together for I don't know, almost 3 months or so, right? She started in some little baby steps and came into the program, and it's just been a huge pleasure. We are supposed to have little 20-minute talks every couple weeks, and they turn into hours because we have gotten to just know one another so well and we just really connect. And I am so impressed with OC, her commitment to the program. She has done so much for our community by showing up, by giving her suggestions and input and giving us tools herself. She absolutely gives more than she takes from, I think, everything and anything she does. She is an elementary school principal, which means that she has a lot on her plate. And I'm going to interview OC today, and she's going to introduce herself as well and tell you probably a couple things about her. And then we're going to get into some questions. And I think this is going to be full of amazing takeaways, and I can't wait to hear what you got to say. So tell us a little bit about you, OC. What was life like before you and I met?
All right. So my name's OC, and like Jill said, I'm an elementary school principal. I've been an administrator for 10 years. And before that, I was a elementary and middle school teacher. So in education, my whole career, I have two teenage and adult. I guess a teenager and an adult. One's 19 and one's 17 and a half, and a husband and animals. And so like all of you, very busy and trying to fit in time. Time is always the hard part. I've always been someone who's enjoyed working out and eating healthy and gotten stronger in the mindset piece has been always something that I enjoy, but I fluctuate, right? So in the past, I've worked out with a coach. I've worked out with a female workout group pre-COVID. I've been a Peloton lover for the past few years since COVID. But that shift of working out at home was huge for me, and it helped find the time, not having to get dressed, drive to a gym, come home, get ready, being able to do it all from the comfort of my own home has been great. And I'm a morning workout person. I know for myself, if I don't do it first thing in the morning, it's not going to happen. And Jill has made that really easy and convenient.
Cool. Okay. So what would you say that your goals were coming into my world? Why were you looking for something new? What didn't seem to be working?
So I've been on the yo-yo bandwagon like so many people. I do really well. I lose the 15 pounds that I really want to lose. And then my momentum changes and I gain it all back plus a few. And for me, it's cyclical to the school year. I know that during different times of the year, I'm really motivated and I can do it. And then other times of the school year, it's really stressful time. And so it's an all or nothing brain power. Like I'm either doing it all or kind of like not doing anything. So I was really looking to work with someone to help shift that and give me the consistency. And I have worked out with people before, but I still was losing that momentum. And Jill has completely changed that.
And so what did you want the outcomes to be from
Like,
this?
so I think my biggest outcome was someone that would help me with accountability and hold my consistency when my motivation plummeted. And something I have found with Jill that I've not found with anyone else is a plan that's short term, but long term. So every few weeks, there's a new workout. There could be different meal choices and ways to look at your food. And so nothing is stagnant. And I think we all are types of people who are creatures of habit, at least lots of people are. And so it's helped me break that barrier of really looking at things in a short term. Like I can do this for 4 weeks. And then by the time I get there, I'm already ready to start something new for the next 3 weeks or the next 4 weeks. So what I've learned is my momentum is going in the direction that I want, which is a long term, but I like to check things off the box, and it feels like I get to check things off the box, right? Like I'm done with this. Ooh, what's next?
And so being somebody who likes to check the boxes, were you thinking like, I have a weight loss goal, I have an outfit goal, I have, is it the scale? Is it inches? Is it a feeling? Is
So
it health? What were you looking for?
So I think I've always heard that you shouldn't measure your success on this scale. And yet I was still, I could never take the scale away.
Mhm.
And there's definitely a target weight that I want to get to,
Okay.
or at least I thought so.
Mhm.
And that has also shifted.
And so what other goals do you have now?
There's the jeans that are in my closet that I'd love to get into. And I can say, even in 3 months of working with you, I'm already in the jeans that I started with are no longer the jeans I'm wearing, which is wonderful. And I'm in the next size, and there's one more size on the bottom shelves that are waiting for me. And so I think that is, feeling good in your clothes. Something I didn't mention, I started with Jill right before I turned 49. And so something that's really important to me was when I saw that it's for women over 40, I've been doing the same things I've always done. And I was no longer able to get the success. Like I've always been able to do bike rides and cardio and some weights, but it was no longer working. And I was frustrated. And so then it's like, well, whatever, never mind. So something that, like, I think when I found you it was on Instagram. And when I found you, it was like, wait, for women over 40, what's different? And so I can tell you, like, my own experience in 3 months, it's always been about the number on the scale. And I have a picture between a 1 month where the scale didn't change at all. It was exactly the same weight, but my body composition has changed so much. And something Jill and I were talking about is like, if someone was to see those, they would think I probably lost 15 pounds. And it's
30
mind.
pounds, I said. Yeah, I
It's
said,
like,
if I showed the pictures and I said, how much do you think this lady's lost? They'd probably say, I don't know, like 30 pounds, which
and
it
nothing.
hasn't been that
I,
much.
and I have lost, I mean, I've lost overall probably 7.5 pounds since I started with you 3 months ago. And right before that, I was a little more. I've lost probably 10 pounds overall in the last 3.5 months, but my body composition has changed so much. And that's so exciting, especially in the abs and the
Yeah.
stomach. That's
Well,
nice.
and what's something that I have to note, because you said that, because you've lost about 10 to 15 pounds, is that you and I started in October before Halloween. And I
Right before.
generally feel like it's a massive win that you don't gain weight from Halloween to New Year's, but you've accomplished all of this weight loss during the hardest time of the year to lose weight and to change and to stay consistent. And so that, I think, is something to acknowledge in itself. Going backwards, though, I do want to ask you, when you were starting to research and say, I need something new, I want to change, were there any fears about my program coming in that, you're like, I don't know about this or this girl?
I think monetary is always like, you don't know what you're committing to, right? I think there's been different things that I've seen online that I get started and I'm like, oh, I can't afford that. And I think that there's something to be said, Jill, something that I appreciate you is you offer all of these little tiny things that are like bite sizes, right? I started with the 3-day
Triple threat.
triple threat. And then I think I bought the killer abs. And
Hmm.
then,
And then the menopausal program.
yes. And then I don't know if Fit and Fast was
Yep,
I think I did that one on its own.
that was its own Yeah, you really
Yeah.
graduated through every
Yes.
one of the things that I offer, from
Actually,
little to bigger.
it was all those. I did Fit and Fast on its own and I paid for like just the Fit and Fast and it was like a special rate. And I was like, okay, I can do this. And then I was finishing Fit and Fast and I was like, I don't want to stop. Like my
Yeah.
momentum was there. I had worked with you for about a month actually. And I really could see the difference in my mindset. And I think the biggest difference of working with you than what I've done for really my son's 17. I started really working out hard when he was 2. So for the last 15 years, the difference is there's always something new around the corner and you give so many extra things. So anyone that's worried, like what you're going to get, we get a lot more. Jill's really giving. And even the relationship. And I posted some things online and 2 people I know like inquired and joined, and now I've got a couple of free months. And so Jill, I do want to say, like, there's a lot that you give outside of what we think you're going to offer. And now I'm hooked. And I think my biggest mindset is I've always felt guilty spending money on something for myself that seemed like the long term. And so I would like start and then I'd get scared and I would be like, I can do this on my own. I've got this. I've learned enough. Like I can do it on my own now. And I can tell you that this is the first time in my life where I realize I can't. My job is stressful. I take care of everyone else and I don't want to do this on my own. Like I will never do it again on my own. I think that it is an entirely different mindset when you have someone going, hey, what's your next program? What are we going to do next? What else can I challenge you with? And it's motivating. It gets exciting. Our groups where we communicate and like support each other is fun. So that mindset's done. And my big goal, big goal, so I'm going to rewind a little bit, is walking into 50 a year from when I started at the top of my game. I look forward to going into 50 being like, wow, this is amazing. And going into my later life, knowing I can take care of myself and I'm doing everything I can to sustain my health, taking care of, because I did my blood work also, and just making sure that I'm doing a good job of taking care of my whole body, not just what people see on the outside.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, and I mean, you made a good point. So within the Empowered Fitness Mastery program, if you refer a friend and they sign up for 3 months, you actually get 2 months free. And OC brought 2 friends into the program and they are doing amazing, getting amazing results. I've had calls with them as well just recently, and they're very excited and so thankful that their friend shared with them. And so OC's not paying me for the next 4 months. So she got 4 months of free coaching, which means that we're just going to keep digging deeper. We already set her calendar. She's got the next 11 weeks planned out. She's been killing it with macros. We tweak every once in a while, but we just keep her very consistent. I always say, if you're doing really well with a nutrition program, you should ride that wave. But we're also starting to investigate and start pulling together the resources for a new nutrition framework for OC. So she's got more tools in her toolbox, and we're building her vocabulary with regards to the different programs that she's been doing. And I do think that it's amazing. She's been following my path, basically my customer path to a T, and getting the results that she wants. So we talked about OC's weight loss on the scale, but today she and I looked at pictures from back in November compared to today. And just that visual change is incredible. You can tell the inches that have come off her legs, her waist, her arms and back and everything. What do you think have been all of the amazing changes and growth that you've seen in the program?
I think it's not just the loss of the weight, but the tightness of the body along the way. Like that part is really amazing. And I just keep thinking, if this is 3 months, like what is 6 months going to look like? What is 9 months going to look like? And where am I going to be in my 1 year anniversary? And then from there, like, then it's just tweaking and changing, and how it's fascinating. I think it's almost like a science project. It's really fun to see.
Yeah, and what I said earlier is I'm so excited because you haven't even gotten to my best program yet, which is my Lean Lifters program. It's 9 weeks and it's really built for more advanced weightlifters. And it really gets you comfortable to where you could actually go back to a gym and you could walk around the weight room feeling super confident. I think people who are confident in a weight room are really confident in life. And that means that you've just reached that pinnacle. And to be honest, my Lean Lifters program is what I would probably use if I was going to go walk on stage again in a bikini. And so that is very exciting that we're a couple weeks out from you starting that. But also, I want you to go back to the beginning with all of these programs. Go back to Fit and Fast and start from the very beginning and go through each of these, because I know you've kept your very nerdy Jill Ortiz fitness binder with all of the things and all the record of everything you've done, which means that you have all of your weight trackers there, right? You know what you've done. And when you go back and you see the improvement in the strength gained, I mean, you're going to have so much like just pride in how far you've come. And when you go through all these programs again, number one, you never get bored because it'll be a long time before you get back. And then, you know, compound that with Jill's Killer Abs every month for 12 months or 2 years. And, you know, you're really going to see everything that you want from it with regards to the changes physically, and then being strong and being healthy. And when we are focusing on all the healthy foods, for me and women in this stage of life, I think longevity is the magic word. Is we don't know yet what it's like to start feeling that decline in our bodies and the breakdown that so many people go through. And this should be what ultimately prevents or delays that aging process. People look at me and they go, oh my God, I feel like you look younger than you did when you started this. And I do think that I'm like aging in reverse. I'm getting stronger, and that my bones and my muscles are stronger. And that's what I really want to see for my clients. And that's the thing I can't really sell to clients, because nobody wants to be like, oh yeah, you're selling me longevity. No, I want to see weight loss. I want to see this and that. What do you think are the greater life changes that you're seeing or that you'll realize in the future?
Well, I think there's definitely a shift from like in my younger years of working out, of like running. I did some triathlons, I did some half marathons and stuff. And my mom, over COVID, had a knee replacement on both knees. And I realized probably in my mid to late 30s that I don't want to run anymore. So I've been cycling. I think the biggest shift that I've seen, I think that so many women are afraid of weights and afraid of lifting and like, oh, I'm going to bulk up. And it's like, well, no, that's not really true. And I'm not lifting 45 pounds, right? Like my heaviest weight is 15 or 25. And even the 25, that's for legs. So I think that there's also something to be said that I think the fascinating part is when you're doing that, you're just dripping sweat, and I'm not a dripper. So like, I don't drip from cardio, but I'm dripping from strength. And right now I'm doing Jill's step into strength, and I'm like, a step, like I remember those aerobics classes, and it's so amazing. It's so hard.
There's no V steps, there's no round the world. It's not Richard Simmons, peoples.
No, but it's up with, and then you're adding the weights, and it's a
Yeah.
little higher than the ground. So it is definitely, so I think I got off track, but
So
my
what the question
longevity.
is, how is life being impacted? Are you seeing,
Oh,
you know,
yes.
changes at work? Are you seeing changes between you and your husband? Has he, you know, noticed? Are you seeing
So I
anything
think that
beyond?
my energy level is great. Like I'm waking up at 5 a.m. to work out, and I'm not tired. I wake up, I'm ready to work out, and I have energy all day long. I think that there's definitely, you're hungry, and you're eating right, and it feels good. And also something that I've always had a huge sweet tooth, and eating correctly, like I'm not craving stuff in the evenings. And that was a huge shift for me. So I think the biggest benefit is just your energy level. I sleep really well, and my whole like just my mindset has changed, which then you're portraying and you're giving off a different energy. My husband's definitely noticed, like he's like, wow, it's really working. Right. And so I think that's fun. And I think for our family, when I'm on my A game for prepping meals, we have healthy dinners throughout the whole week. And it's not like, what are we going to eat tonight? So that's really nice as well for our whole family. It's like everything's prepped and ready, and my kids help too. Like, hey, will you make that chicken dish again? Or remember when you made that? Will you do that again? So that's nice. It just makes it, I think it's almost like it streamlines everything. It makes actually somehow you find more time. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's like magical.
Yeah, well, so that's one thing I was just thinking is, you know, when people don't join a program like this, it's generally because of three things. Money, which we discussed. If you refer friends, if you need help, I'm here to help you make this work. Payment plan, scholarship, whatever it is. Time, right? So money, time, which your workouts have been anywhere from 20 to 45 minutes at most a
At
day,
most.
right? But generally around that 30-minute mark. And we streamline, we become more organized, we have to, and it actually seems to create more time. You kind of let things that wasted your time before fall away. And then the other thing is fear of failure. So my question, OC, would be, what would you tell somebody who has this fear that they're not going to see it through, or because nothing's worked for them in the past? What would you say to them to assure them that that doesn't have to be something that holds them back?
I think I would tell them to jump in and ride the journey, because it's not, nothing's a quick fix. And I think that, like, you have a partner, you're not alone. And so failure is not really an option, because if this isn't working for you, Jill will help you tweak it. Or if you, and so you're never like trying to think of it on your own, or you don't have to, what am I going to do today? What am I going to eat today? Like, none of that is even part of your thought process. You know, that's the workout. That's, and so I think that there's looking at things with you, with your knowledge and your lens, takes that fear away.
Yeah. And so is there anything else that you'd like to add from your book of notes?
Don't be afraid to start. And if you need to, start with one little thing and then try another thing. Jill's always offering little incentives, and this one at this much, and this is a little added bonus. And then all of a
Tiny
sudden,
little ways to start. There's always a tiny little way. And it's so frustrating to me. I laugh about it, but it is so frustrating to me that people out there want change and will literally not do one little baby step when that's really all it takes to start building that faith and seeing that change. You could see massive change in a week for under $15, and I would do anything to help anybody out there make that first step to change. And I appreciate that you've had the faith in me to just take step after step after step. And, to the point where you're like, I'm all in forever. Sorry, I'm with you forever. And
yeah,
I will keep innovating for you and making sure that you are hitting your goals, because it makes me so incredibly happy. And like I said, OC, you've become more of an asset to our group than anything. And I absolutely appreciate that leadership from you. And I think that's a huge part of that's why I became a coach, because when I saw I could make transformation with somebody else helping me, I knew I always had to be in it. And the only way I could make sure that there was people around me doing this all the time was if I started leading people. And so I think you have that massive quality of leadership, and and you're a very committed person. But I think if you weren't that committed person, that you become the person that you're meant to be. And hopefully, through a program like this, it's empowering, and that's my entire MO. So thank you so much for being on with me. I appreciate it. I think this is going to impact many people, and I look forward to having another one of these in the next few months.
yay. Well, I appreciate you, Jill, and what you do for your entire community and those who are around the corner that should just leap in.
Yay. All right.